Hello guys and welcome to a new WetalkUAV video. This is the new Moza Mini S, no prototype, the final product. No more talking, let's go inside. Hello guys and welcome again to a new WetalkUAV video. This is Alex with Chivo on the camera. The smartphone gimbal market starts being saturated by brands that are releasing one stabilizer after another, which of course is good for the final user as we get better technology for less price. That said, eventually you want your phone footage to be properly stabilized, and I have to say that 99% of the gimbals will achieve that. So the final decision whether to purchase one like this one or another will depend entirely on single aspects, like for example if it's foldable or if it can be extended and all other functions. Now let's see what this Moza Mini S does, and that for only officially $79 US. Portability has become one of the biggest trends and issues for companies nowadays that are releasing gimbals, and it is important because once we have reached a level of technology that is hardly improved over the next years, well then this will be very important. So Goodson has done some pretty awesome job by doing something that small even smaller. This is how you actually take it out of the box. If you've seen our unboxing, you've seen that, and it's really awesome because still when you're traveling, a normal smartphone gimbal will take some space, and if you can fold it, then you will save some space and it will fit better in your bag. Another nice thing is once you unfold it, there are still some fixed positions of this gimbal that you'll have to unlock, as you could hear, and now you can fully use it. But it is important that, as you could hear now, that it has some final positions in order to, keep it folded and very easily foldable. Calibration is also a big and important point on little smartphone gimbals, and if you remember, we've now reviewed a bunch of smartphone gimbals, and in the beginning you had to adjust some knobs and do some calibration stuff, but this one, right out of the box, it will work. You just put your phone on it, you turn it on, and it will just be stabilized. Goodson says that in some cases, if you see that there are some problems, then you can go into the app and calibrate, but I'm almost sure you won't need it. Another thing that we've been trying to, and we've been praying actually to brands, is to simplify as much as they can their products. And I have to say that Goodson with the Moza Mini S has achieved that, and we can see, we'll talk about that in detail in a sec, that it just has a bunch of buttons, a joystick, a trigger, and nothing really else. The first thing and the most important probably is the trigger, and we have always said we need a trigger for living in peace, and this one of course includes a trigger with a variety of different functions such as recentering or holding and locking the whole mode. And then in the front part you can see the joystick, which is a little bit improvable, the plastic feeling. A few buttons here in this kind of wheel, which is not a wheel, it's just buttons. If you press left, it's manual mode. On the right, you enter the playback mode. And if you press up, you go into the modes. And if you press down, you get into the inception mode and a few other functions. No more than the zoom buttons here to go zoom in and zoom out. And that's pretty much everything included in the Moza Mini S. And what about my feeling when holding it in my hand? Well, as you know, I drop a lot of stuff because I have big hands and all that. And I don't have the feeling that this is gonna break right after the first drop, I have to say it. It looks kind of robust, especially the upper part with all the motors and the axis seem to be really, really solid. The lower part, the grip, could be improved, but again, we're talking about a gimbal which costs $79 US. Somewhere they have to cut, and probably the grip is the part where they have cut the most, and the buttons, as I said, can be improvable. Another great thing, and not to forget, that this gimbal right here has a micro USB port in order to charge your phone while you are, filming and shooting. This is also really good. Still talking about ergonomics, if you look the way how this gimbal is shaped, there is something that is kind of strange, because one of the motors is at a strange position, and at first I thought, okay, I don't really know why this is, maybe because it is foldable and they have to move it around. The good thing is that it will allow that you have the USB-C port of your phone, or micro USB port, free in order to attach anything you want, such as a microphone or anything you want. So this is really awesome. The only thing you have to be careful is, as you can move the phone around as much as you want, at some point this little motor will be in your footage. So be careful and just take a look at this. And for the final part of this review, but not less important, let's talk now about the app, the Moza Mini app, with some fixed bugs that it has and the different functions of inside the app. The Moza Mini app has a few interesting functionalities and tweaks, but let's highlight the most important ones, starting of course with the object tracking. Also important is, when entering into the menu, you can enter a Pro manual mode, which will allow you to change the white balance among different presets. Also, you will be able to change the exposure compensation a little bit, and you'll be able to apply some beauty filters live on your image in order to make everything more beautiful if you want to. And finally, you'll be able to live stream into any platform, and don't forget that you can do this on the gimbal, and you saw how easy that was. Just put it in portrait mode. But what would be a WetalkUAV video if we don't say what we like to see improved in the next and upcoming products and releases of the Moza Mini S? And well, I have to say, the only thing that, well, it actually kind of is a standard to Goodson and Moza, but we don't really like it, and it's the different ways to enter the modes when filming. For example, a lock mode, POV mode, and all that. Right now, you have to learn the guidelines and learn the paperwork and stuff, and press twice to the left side to understand that that will enter one mode. If you press it 3 times, it will enter another mode. Then you don't know how many times you pressed, and it gets kind of confusing sometimes. So we really love this product, but would like to have it improved in the next one. Well, and overall, for finishing this video and talking a little bit about our feelings and how it was when we tested it at home and today reviewing it, we are very, very happy with this product, because Goodson has developed something really good and for a very, very cheap price. You have to remember, $79 US officially, and again, if you look a little bit on the internet, you'll find it cheaper. This will allow you to have a good standard gimbal with a simple app that works perfectly, that tracks, and overall it is a good stuff for cheap price. So we're, as I'm saying, very happy to be testing this, and this should be definitely on your list if you're planning on buying a new gimbal, because it's a real good option. Nothing really else to say, guys. Of course, we will be comparing this to some other fellow gimbals from this brand and some other brands like DJI or, I don't know, Smooth or whatever. And overall, just always remember to keep calm, WetalkUAV, and leave a thumb if you thought that this was nice and helpful, the nice views and everything we do for you. See ya!